Okay, Jackery is sitting at 86%. And let's check on the fridge super quick. And fridge is still on, and it's sitting at 23 Fahrenheit. Oh yeah, everything feels good there. And just to avoid that little 12-hour shut-off cycle on the Jackery, let's go ahead and just reset the DC port here. Okay. Perfect. Well, good morning, my friends. It is a beautiful, crisp morning out here. Rita's just getting herself sorted in the back, and then we're gonna head down the hill and head back to Dorothy. Simple breakfast this morning. We're just gonna do up some oatmeal once we get out there. As much as I love the view up here, we're not gonna stay up here much longer. We're also not gonna camp up here again, just because I do want to be respectful to the town, and I want to be respectful to the property owner, who should really put up some signs that this is private property. But all in all, this has been a great trip so far. I'm actually really glad that happened with the RCMP officer last night, because I'm a huge supporter of law enforcement, and I have many friends that are in law enforcement, and I appreciate the work and the risks and the sacrifice they make to keep us safe. And it's really great because when we hear, oh gosh, the cops got called, we think, oh no, like someone's in trouble, you're going to get fined, you're going to get charged. But to have such a positive experience like that, where we had a really professional officer come out, and he was super nice, super brosy. And it was just all in all a very positive experience. I like that happened, right? I mean, not every experience with law enforcement is positive. You know, some officers are obviously nicer and better than others, just like any profession. But it was a good experience, and I'm glad that we were able to capture some of that. Well, it's a pity we probably won't ever get to camp at this spot again, with it being private property. But as we leave, there's one last thing I want to enjoy and savor. So we're back at the Dorothy day use area. I'm actually really glad that we waited till today to start really fleshing out this town. Because as you can see, looking at the flag there, virtually no wind. And yesterday it was really windy here, so that would have made going around and commenting and doing just really anything out here, it would have been miserable. And an editor's nightmare when you're trying to work around all that wind noise. Okay, well, we got this little guy on the tailgate. Shall we make some oatmeal?
Yeah, I got a couple different flavors we can mix and match, or just dump them all together. And I got some chocolate chips, because what's oatmeal but a socially acceptable way of getting chocolate chips in your face for breakfast?
I've never had chocolate chips in my oatmeal.
Really?
No, I feel like I missed out on something.
You always say I make better oatmeal than you, and that's because I add stuff like cinnamon and brown sugar, and now I'm going to be adding some chocolate chips.
That's fair. I won't try to dethrone you from that title. Oatmeal. One of the simpler breakfasts of champions, right up there with milk and cereal.
I'm lactose intolerant, so this is the best option for breakfast food if it's not fried meat for me.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we're gonna wolf this down. And then we have a town to check out.
Caffeine and chocolate for breakfast are all fine and good, but nothing will wake you up like a freezing cold toilet seat.
Yeah, I used the men's one yesterday, and when it was really windy, and the draft was like coming up the outhouse, so it was a rather drafty experience.
Right, I'm awake now.
R.I.P. golf course. Anything in there?
I'd say it's still a working golf course.
Well, you know, if the locals want to come out and shoot golf balls, why not, right?
Mm-hmm. Look, you want to play around?
What, really?
Yeah.
Do they actually have like a 3-wood, or no? These are all just irons.
It's a mini golf. It's par 3.
Ah, why not?
Let's play a round of golf.
Oh, I found the woods. There we go.
Oh, I get it. It's a clubhouse.
Ha! I would have never figured that out. Well, we don't have any tees, but yeah, let's hit a couple of balls.
Thanks to H. Brown for his donation.
Yeah, thanks, H. Brown, whoever you are. I haven't golfed in a long time either. I'm not much of a golfer. It might be easier if you just do it on the grass. Well, there you go, you hit it.
Huh?
You hit it.
I wanted word with the groundskeeper. This is horrible conditions.
After a healthy dose of shenanigans, we move on to some of the buildings in this town. This place is a gem, and the more I see of it, the more I fall in love with it. Now, remember that question I asked in the previous episode? Is this a ghost town? Or is it just a small, well-preserved town? You be the judge. Unfortunately, due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, buildings like the Dorothy School and some of the other structures here are locked down, not open to the public. But we were able to get some peeks through some of the windows. As you can see, we've got a perfectly good bench and this strange exotic art sculpture of a chair. The more we walk around this place and explore, the more you really get a feel for that history and just that lore of this place. But it's not just that. When you take a good look at just how systematic, organized, clean, and well-maintained the buildings, equipment, and other things are here, you really get a feel for that love, that dedication, that respect that goes into taking care of and honoring this place. And I just find that so admirable, and it's such a privilege for us to be able to walk around and just take all of this in as outsiders and just see that love and dedication that the people have put into keeping this place preserved.
It's an old storage shed, or that's what it looks like, just like an old storage shed.
Yeah, maybe a chicken coop.
Yeah, that too. Could definitely be a chicken coop. I wonder if it, I don't think this locks. Oh yeah, there we go.
Ah.
Definitely a storage shed now if it wasn't before. It's a whole bunch of scrap wood and some piping and... Yeah.
Yeah, I guess whatever didn't fit into the community center just gets popped in here.
Yeah. I would camp that. After we moved a bunch of stuff out, I would camp that.
The community center's right there. I feel like that would be easier.
And 2 sinks.
They probably hook it up to some kind of water source if they're having a community picnic or something.
Yeah, well, with COVID-19 and stuff, they don't appear to be hooked up to anything now, but I'm kind of curious if they do have community events out here that attract, a bunch of people.
I suspect all these little ranching families know each other very well.
Yeah. Be a nice place to get together and do something. I mean, it's very spacious.
Next on our exploration agenda, we've got 2 churches in the little town of Dorothy, separated only by a mere dirt road. Let's check them out.
Oh, it's even like an old style keyhole here. See?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Very old school keyhole. Oh, wow. It's unlocked. This is beautiful.
Oh wow, this must be a relatively recent restoration. This is very well maintained.
Yeah, all the artwork on the walls. They've even got the wooden heating bit here too. They've got, looks like there's like some confessionals over here too.
Oh yeah, I guess it is Catholic, huh?
Yeah.
Oh look, there used to be whitewash on the walls and then they restained it brown.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, the pews are in good condition.
Looks like there's a couple hymn books just kind of tucked into the pews as well.
Yeah, and they've got, this is really beautiful. I like this. These statues over here too. And they've got these old Bibles over here too.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
There's like no evidence of pests in here, so they must come double check and make sure the joints and the windows are all nice and tight.
Yeah. No, this looks like it's very well maintained. Like very, very clean. I mean, I don't know how many people they actually get in here, being that it's such a, tiny, quiet little place, but no, someone definitely takes pride in this and takes care of it.
Mm-hmm. I'm willing to bet that they still hold Sunday Mass here. It's small enough, there's a tiny enough population.
Yeah.
They obviously have all the vestments required.
And again, that view out the window there.
I'm genuinely curious if this other church will be as nicely restored. There's maybe a dozen residences between this town site and surrounding ranches. What, 50% are Catholic and the other 50% are whatever this one is, so
Yeah.
let's see if they have equal amounts of care.
I'm curious to see if this church will be open. This one looks a little more modern.
Yeah, it's actually stuccoed as opposed to wooden interior, but Catholics do like their ornamentation.
Yeah, this one's a little more plain Jane.
They hold weddings in here. I mean, the last one was in 2014 according to the history book, but...
Yeah. Probably don't get a lot of business. I don't know. I mean, we've been to some other small towns before we started our channel where they said they'll hold weddings, or at least people come out and do their wedding photos.
Oh, the history book said that this one is like straight up closed during the winter time due to block roads anyway. So that explains why there's 2 churches, probably 2 reverends, and this one just won't be open.
Hey, this would be all right for a COVID wedding. You sit there. You sit there. Just zigzag everybody and keep them away from each other. When I was a kid, I used to play piano. Did I ever tell you that?
Is there a reason you never told me?
Probably because I no longer know how to play the piano.
The piano saw what was coming and turned itself off.
It knew I was coming.
Our next stop takes us to the general store, which, like some of the prior buildings, is not open to the public. A peek through the window reveals that the store has basically become what looks like a glorified storage space. You can still see some shelving and such, a shadow of what it used to be. There's also these beauties out in the field here. Especially this one vehicle here. I would camp that. I mean, probably wouldn't have the leg room, but I'd figure it out. I mean, I'm sure if I couldn't make that work, Rita could, being as short as she is. Now, before we mark our time in Dorothy finished, we will rendezvous with you folks underneath the bridge.
Well, thank you for joining us for our exploration of Dorothy and our little camp on a hill last night. It's been an interesting trip. It was a special thanks to Jared for coming out and joining us. And for Jared's actually the one that recommended we come check out this place too. So thank you for that, Jared.
Yeah, it was a lovely little trip. The relatively short drive. Everything was good for weather. I mean, it was a little windy yesterday, but this is a really nice place.
All right, we'll see you all next time, folks. Thanks for tuning in for I Would Camp That. And yeah, we'll see you on our next adventure.